world of CME is deceptively simple because there are so many nuances and so many details. And unless you've lived the life for a number of years, you just cannot begin to understand how complex it is. And I think we bring that domain knowledge to our clients.
I was a client of Steve Passin, and I needed them to come in to validate what I already knew and to bring that power of I've done it 100 times versus me who's only done it once.
For anyone to make a change, it starts with a CME director or a CME advisory board realizing that they want to make a change and how best to make that change happen.
And there are some unique things about hospitals in dealing with their faculty, their course directors. Most of those people have been used to doing things the same way we always did them, so moving the needle to the new criteria is more of a challenge sometimes in large medical centers because they have such a entrenched medical staff that feel like they know the best way to do things and they really don't need to change. So the changing environment of accreditation has brought some new challenges to those people.
Oftentimes, especially the CME directors we get a chance to work with, they just find that they can talk and talk and talk and no one will make the change. If an outside consultant comes in and says, we have this breadth of experience and we know that in order to get to B, you have to do the following things. And we find that for the most part, those that are able to implement the suggestions that we make actually do pretty well.
Anybody that has spent 5 minutes in CME knows that our palette of work changes on a moment-by-moment basis, and maybe that's what keeps us in business, because our clients are just constantly frustrated by this pace of change. You know, they may get it now. 2 months later, there's a whole new set of rules. What do they do? We have 140 clients or so that we work with in some stage, maybe not all at an intense stage, but in some stage at any given time, and probably hundreds more over the 20 years of our experience in this business. So when you come to us as a client, you're getting the value of 140 different CME providers all coming together for you. And how powerful is that? You know, so that really sums up the value of what we bring to our clients.
Because I was a CME provider in many different arenas for years, I've been able to assist organizations that either don't have systems in place, that they really need to put a system in place so that they can function as a well-running CME program. So I have the history of being able to go in, assess where a provider is, what they're doing well, where they need to improve, what systems they currently have in place, what they don't have in place, and how they need to move in a direction that really has a functioning system that allows them to capture all of the required documentation that they need, but also to put on a program that is really functioning at a high level as a provider.
One of the things that I think we do for our clients is to instill in them the fact that they are an expert. When we go into a client who's been busy, they run their day-to-day program, they don't have time to think about a self-study. They don't have time to think about new policies and procedures that they need. What we give them is a confidence in the fact that they do have the right answer. They validate with us things that they think they should be doing, and we instill an assurance and a confidence that they're on the right track, that we've trained them well, that they now then can go out and be the CME expert. They're an educator. They're not a meeting planner anymore. They are truly an educator.
When we get a request for our service, it's usually from the CME manager or the CME director who sees a big self-study looming on the forefront and is realizing that they barely have enough time to get their regular job done. But the complexity is that they don't always control the budget, and they're not the decision maker in some cases. So we work with them to bring in their boss or their boss's boss and get them to realize that they need some help, that they can't get the job done when they're already working at 150% on their regular job.
I really enjoy working with organizations that have gotten into trouble in some aspect of their program where they've been non-compliant, and to help them assess how they can improve their program. So to help them put new processes into place that will bring their program into compliance and educate them about how to work with their physician planners, with their staff, with their leadership to really understand the importance of making these changes so they can become a better CME provider.
We bring the depth of knowledge, and not only that, but we are able to assess where they are and to design a plan to get them to where they want to be.
And while we don't come in by any means and do this for you, you still have to be engaged in this because it's your self-study, it's your accreditation. We give you the framework for it. We coach you through the process. We provide you with examples of how others might have said something. We clarify the regulation so that you understand in practical, plain English what has to be done. And then we work with you on the words that communicate who you are, what you do, what's special, your best attributes. And when all of that comes together, you end up thinking, oh my God, I didn't realize how good we are. And I think while it might be, it's like giving birth, it's quite painful when you go through it. At the end, our clients always say, this has been such an amazing journey. We grew so much. We're a completely different organization now, and we really know how to move forward.